Are you a real estate agent with a client looking to buy a home, or are you a borrower that's looking to buy a home yourself? This information is for you. We're talking about property inspection waivers today. So Lindsay, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
I'm doing good. Thanks.
Lindsay is our business development rep. She's joining us on the podcast today, and we're going to talk all about property inspection waivers.
Yeah, mainly just because I had a lot of questions about it, and I knew you'd
Cool.
be a good resource. So,
All right.
First question was, what is an appraisal waiver?
Okay, so appraisal waiver or property inspection waiver, we call them PIWs, appraisal waivers. Basically, it's when we do a loan through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, typically, we run that loan through an automated underwriting system. Okay, so our underwriters underwrite the loan to the standards of Fannie Mae Freddie Mac, but we run it through this computer underwriting system. It's called AUS, Automated Underwriting System, and it lets us know if we get what's called the coveted property inspection waiver. It's basically an appraisal waiver that says if you get that, it means you don't need to do an appraisal on the property.
Okay. So when might a borrower get an appraisal waiver?
You know, there's a very, algorithm on the back end of the system that's going to look at all the information. And remember, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have countless years of information on properties. They've probably done a loan on that property before. They have appraisals in the system on that property from previous loans, and they know what all the other comps in the area. So they've developed, for a better, lack of a better term, they've developed a system that allows them to kind of know the values of properties. And so if the value that they have in their system kind of matches that sales price, and the borrower's strong and they're putting money down maybe, if they're putting 20% down, you probably have a higher likelihood of a property inspection waiver than if they're putting 5% down or so. So it takes a look at a lot of different things. And it lets you know if you get that inspection waiver.
So can the appraisal waiver go away?
Can the appraisal waiver go away? So, so what happens is, if the loan officer runs the automated underwriting system and then, things change on the loan, and then when they go do their final underwrite, the underwriters, it could go away. So that's a danger of the property inspection waiver. So anyone that's out there saying, oh, you don't need an appraisal on this property because we've run it through the system and we got an appraisal waiver, that might be a little premature.
Okay.
A little premature until it's hooked to a borrower and until that borrower, all their information is in and exact. Yeah. That's when the real property inspection waiver is going to be verified and the stamp of approval is going to be given on that property. So an appraisal is not needed in that instance.
Right.
But okay.
Well, what's a property data report then?
Okay, so this is a brand new thing, and this is important information. The property data report is a brand new thing that Fannie and Freddie, they have different names for them, but it's the same thing. It's basically an appraisal without the value on it that has to be done by an appraiser. So you might get a property inspection waiver, but it's going to have this property data report necessity on it as well. And it's a brand new thing. So it's funny because the appraisers are kind of like, well, they're trying to feel it out, but it's basically an appraisal without the value on it to not go into all the details on it.
I didn't know if it was something that I just wasn't aware of or if it was just a new thing out there. So thank you for clearing that up. And how much do they cost?
It's anywhere from $150 to the full appraisal cost, depending on the lender and what they charge for appraisals. It's really going to depend because they're so new. But, I guess what Fannie and Freddie are looking for is the value is one thing, and but without seeing the house, they don't know the condition of the property. They don't know if there's other fundamental issues. That's my best guess. They put a lot of information, and they say they're trying to just collect more data. They're trying to collect more data to get their PIW system, their property inspection waiver system, even more fine-tuned. But I think it also has to do something with risk and what, there might be higher risk on some property or they might not have seen it in a while or who knows, maybe there's no pictures online. Not sure exactly. There's not a ton of information about this out here right now.
Gotcha. Well, any final words on appraisal waivers for our real estate agents and borrowers?
Absolutely. I would say if someone's telling you there's a property inspection on this property, that might not hold true throughout. So just be prepared to do the inspection, to be prepared that they might have to order an appraisal at some point. Also understand that these property data reports are brand new. And, as a lender, we were taking all the guidance from the investors, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or whoever's purchasing the loan in the secondary market, but it's still very new. So don't be surprised if an appraiser, even though you get a property inspection waiver, if an appraiser still has to go out to appraise the property, not appraise the property, but to inspect the property of some and give back that report that doesn't have a value on it. So we're going to be able to use the property inspection waiver, but with this report. Now, if the report comes up and it says there's deficiencies in the property or there's issues, well, then you might have a problem. So that's still yet to be seen. We're only starting to see these things now. We've ordered a couple of them already, and it's all very new. But just be aware that this exists. So even be prepared. If you get a property inspection waiver, you might still need an appraiser to go out. And if this happens later, it could delay closings and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's so vital to get everything done quickly up front.
And that lets you set the expectations for your borrowers too.
Right. Yeah. Make sure that if you have a client who's looking to buy a house, get them pre-approved so we can do these things early up front. You know, if you're someone who's out shopping for a home, get pre-approved by a reputable lender that actually has an underwriter do the pre-approvals, not a loan officer. That's dangerous, because then it gets down the trek, it gets to the underwriter, and all of a sudden things change and things like that. But property inspection waivers, they make a lot of sense for the right property, the right borrower. But don't forget that you could need more information.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. So
awesome. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate all the information on appraisal waivers.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share it with somebody who might find interest or benefit from this information. And we'll see you next time.